Barcelona just pulled off the biggest heist of the 2025 summer transfer window, and yet no one truly understands it.
Now, Marcus Rashford will be unveiled as a Barcelona player tomorrow in a season-long loan move.
Everyone's been obsessed with the likes of Arsenal signing Victor Gyökeres, Liverpool signing Florian Wirtz, Manchester United and the Brian and Buemo soap opera that lasted weeks, Barca's pursuit of both Nico Williams and Luis Díaz. And while the world's attention was there, Barcelona decided to sign a troubled superstar on a mission to redeem himself. And if this one clicks, then there is every reason why Marcus Rashford might be the steal of the transfer window. The crazy thing is, this move wasn't supposed to happen, at least from Barcelona's perspective. A lot of factors are involved. Barcelona have been chasing Nico Williams for months. From reports of a player-to-club agreement and Barcelona set to trigger Williams' release clause, even this, keeping streaks for a transfer? Barca moves different. But seriously, the hype was around Nico Williams moving to Barcelona in the summer. But just when it felt like it was a done deal, Nico Williams stunned the club. He said no and chose to stay at Bilbao instead. Even after the rejection, Rashford still wasn't the main idea. Barcelona was looking at another option instead, Luis Díaz from Liverpool. He was going to cost the club a reported €60 million in transfer fees. The rumours took off for a while, but then crashed. And just like that, Rashford, who'd been in the background for months, suddenly became the main pick. But that's on the club's part. On his part, speaking of Marcus Rashford, some people believe he didn't deserve the move.
But first, as our Manchester United treble winner Teddy Sheringham has criticised Marcus Rashford's professionalism and claims he doesn't deserve a move to Barcelona. Now, Rashford has been keen to join the Spanish champions since January after he was exiled by the current boss.
Ex-Manchester United player Teddy Sheringham labelled it as the step-up he doesn't deserve. Just like Sheringham, there are people who believe Rashford's form and attitude over the last couple of years shouldn't be bagging him a move to Barcelona. He hasn't featured for the English national team in over a year, concerns about his style of play and whether it can fit into the Spanish game.
Is Rashford going to be that player, the player who is going to wait for his opportunity to be involved and to make the difference? I'm not sure about that. I would rather to have a different player who can add something, bring something special.
Questions about whether he can be a team player or not, his attitude, and how it could be when he doesn't get to start or even feature in big games. But you see, there's a reason the negotiations between Rashford and Barcelona escalated and got finalised quickly. And that's because in just a couple of days after assessing the situation, Barcelona realised something. You'll find out what that is shortly. But first, hit that subscribe button to Football Historia so you don't miss out on any of the action. Marcus Rashford to Barcelona? He's a problem solver, a solution. It's no secret that Barcelona wanted to strengthen the team this summer, particularly on the left wing. Yes, they'd achieved incredible success and almost won the quadruple last season. But even at that, it was clear that attempting to continue with the same style they did last season would have ended up with one big problem: fatigue. They achieved all that success using just two out-and-out wingers, Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, two right wingers to be precise. In the end, Marcus Rashford immediately adds depth to the position, and it gets better too. Just like the rest of the world, Marcus Rashford knows what the deal is with this transfer. He'd know that at 27 he's not getting any younger. He's no longer the teenage kid who burst onto the scene with braces against Midtjylland and Arsenal in 2016. Marcus Rashford is now entering what in football age terms could be the prime of his career. The point is, he's not a kid. Rashford knows he hasn't hit the next level, like many people projected him to from early on. With his future at Man United almost done, Rashford knows that opportunities like this might never come in his career again. It's arguably his last chance to prove himself at a top club, and he's getting it at arguably a bigger club than Man United. That's a lot. So how does all of this make Rashford the summer signing of the 2025 window? Well, when you compare what he's coming into with the other marquee names, he stands out on different levels. I mean, this one is clear. Think of the big name transfers of the current window we've mentioned earlier. Each of them has something similar to the Rashford transfer, and yet is so different. We'll break it down now, using Florian Wirtz as an example. Liverpool signed the 22-year-old Leverkusen player this summer, extremely talented. Just like the Rashford to Barcelona deal, Wirtz adds depth in a position that's key for Liverpool, attacking midfield. Just like Rashford, he's proven quality too. Despite being only 22, he's already played 200 career games. But unlike the Rashford situation, where Liverpool had to make Wirtz become the most expensive signing in the Premier League as of recording this, with £116 million in add-ons by the time the entire figure gets added up, Barcelona gets Marcus Rashford on a loan deal. It's not just that too.
Because he's going to lock in. I'm telling you now, Marcus Rashford's going to go there, humble himself. He's taken a 15% wage cut. That's another thing people were labelling his way. Obviously, the wages are too high. He's never going to be able to go there. Got a crap attitude, this, that, and the other. Well, he has decided to take a 15% wage cut to make it happen, which shows me.
In addition, Rashford has agreed to forego 15% of his salary just to join the club. Financially, from Barca's angle, the club isn't overspending. In fact, they're hardly spending at all. The only obligation is to cover Rashford's reduced wages, and the option of making the deal permanent in 2026 for €35 million. Compare this to Florian Wirtz's deal, and it's less money for even more experience. It's the same if you compare both the Victor Gyökeres and Bryan Mbeumo deals from Arsenal and Man United respectively. Both clubs had to spend figures that exceeded the €70 million mark. The negotiations took weeks after they were initially announced, because both buying and receiving clubs couldn't agree on the actual fees and add-ons. The Marcus Rashford to Barcelona deal? Once the talks accelerated after Barca had stopped pursuing Luis Díaz, the speed was crazy. In less than 5 days, everything was finalized. From the wage cut to the agreement to scheduling medical tests, it was rapid. Or perhaps you decide to look at things from a different angle. From players like Wirtz to Mbeumo, Nico Williams and Luis Díaz, the two failed transfer targets for Barcelona. The point is, each of the transfers and targets we've just mentioned now requires the club to convince the players about the projects. Liverpool had to convince Wirtz, the same way United had to convince Mbeumo to join a team that had finished 15th in the league. Barca, in trying to get Nico Williams and Luis Díaz, had to attempt convincing both players why Barca should be the next club in their careers. For Marcus Rashford, it's different. He doesn't need any convincing because he's been sold on the idea since day one.
We love Lamine Yamal.
No, he will for sure be.
We saw you commented in Instagram. What do you think about him?
He's going to be. It's difficult to put into words what he's doing because he's not supposed to be doing it.
No.
16, 17.
What Marcus Rashford did? Public flirting. The only difference between Barca and My Crush is that Barca could actually take hints. From publicly liking posts relating to Barcelona players to following members of the squad on social media, Marcus Rashford did everything publicly to show that he wanted to play for the club. Barca didn't need to convince Rashford of the project because Rashford himself was convinced already. And then there's the other angle why this Rashford transfer adds up. It's how Rashford's proving analysts wrong. This is one of many people who believe Rashford to Barcelona makes no sense. The reality? This is far from the truth. We've already talked about Rashford becoming a solution. In terms of what he could potentially be at the club, it's scary. It's very important to understand that while this is still Barcelona, under Hansi Flick, this current version of the team has evolved. It's not the same Barcelona under Xavi that patiently waited for the opening before attacking. It's not the same team under Xavi that was compact and took the cautious approach when defending results. Anyone who watched this Barcelona team play last season knows that under Hansi Flick, it's all-out attacking football. They don't just force the issue, they create it. They take risks. They have different profiles for different games, but one constant is that pressure up top. Attitude issues? I mean, let's be real. This isn't to say Rashford has been completely right over the years. It isn't to say he's without blame. But the idea here is this. I just feel like every time something wrong was going on at Man United while he was there, Rashford was always going to be the one of the headline names. The Man United working environment has been unsustainable for years. Since he made his debut, Rashford has played under 8 different managers. He made his first team debut in 2015. It was clear at the end of the 2023-24 campaign that Rashford needed a change. He needed a new drive, a bigger ambition, away from the sometimes toxic environment of Manchester, and it doesn't get any bigger than Barcelona. So again, attitude issues? I mean, we saw him at Aston Villa. He played at Villa like a man on a mission, like he had a point to prove. 10 goal contributions in 17 games for Aston Villa. He had that performance against PSG in the Champions League quarter-final second leg, and dropped that as a reminder of how good he can be when he's got that desire to play football again. It's the mental angle that some so-called critics are choosing to ignore that makes these analysts wrong. We've seen it happen at multiple clubs. Heck, we've seen it happen at Man United recently. Scott McTominay and Romelu Lukaku left Man United in recent years, and both won Serie A with Napoli last season. McTominay even won the Serie A MVP as the best player of the season. Antony left the club in January and bagged 14 goal contributions in 26 games. It's become a theme to see players leave Man United and become better at the next team they play for. There is every reason to believe Marcus Rashford can fall into that category at Barcelona. For those saying he won't fit the Barcelona style or DNA, that's wrong as well. At this moment, it seems Barcelona and Hansi Flick realise he's what the team needs now. What is Rashford to Barcelona? Proven success. 230 goal contributions in 457 games at 27. Rashford might be arriving as the new guy in Barcelona's dressing room, but he's arriving with plenty of experience. He's already got more games under his boots than most of Barca's youngsters. Rashford is in a position where he needs to remind the world just how good he can be on his day again. From the 2015-16 season, when he made his debut, to when he had that incredible 2022-23 season, Marcus Rashford largely produced numbers. 11 goals and assists in his first 3 months as a pro. 2016-17, in his first full season as a pro, he bagged 19 goal contributions. 2017-18, he bagged 23. 2018-19, that was 26. And 2019-20, 37 goal contributions. 2020-21, 35 goal contributions. The 2021-22 season was a drop-off for Man United and Rashford in general, but even that had its reasons. He had just 7 goal contributions all campaign, but that was largely due to the surgery he had for a broken back and shoulder. Came back and met the Ralf Rangnick tax. And of course, we all know what he did when he was fully fit the next season. He exploded in 2022-23, a celebration that dominated the season. 42 goal contributions in 56 games. The numbers dipped last season, but this was yet again due to injury. Even in the current 2024-25 campaign, where he's been labelled as lazy and a flop, he still produced 20 goal contributions in 41 games for both Man United and Aston Villa. The same lazy Marcus Rashford, according to some analysts, has pretty different stats when the numbers get compared to forwards in Europe's top 5 leagues. Per defensive stats in this metric, Rashford ranks in the 81st and 85th percentile for tackles and tackles won, ranks in the 97th percentile for tackles won in the attacking third per 90, and ranks in the 81st percentile for tackles and interceptions. But yeah, he's lazy. It's clear that this Barcelona team wants to win now, and that's what they get with Rashford. This would have been a slightly different case if the deal had pushed through with Nico Williams. As exciting as he is, it's clear that if Barcelona had signed Nico Williams, he would have been a signing for the future. A signing that would have needed at least a season or 2 before he started producing the kind of numbers he'd have been projected to. It's different with Marcus Rashford. He's potentially bringing that future now. He's a signing that not only brings numbers, but also allows Flick to give a new tactical identity to this Barcelona team. We saw it last season, how they played, as exciting as they were, though you'd have gotten the feeling that Flick hadn't fully seen or implemented the way he wanted to set up the team at the club. Yes, Rafinha bagged 59 goal contributions, but this was because Flick had to make use of what he had. Rafinha bagged his crazy numbers by playing closer to the goal, out of position. The true idea of Flick's system is to have his wingers hugging the width and fullbacks making over and underlapping runs. Because of how often Rafinha played centrally and closer to goal, Alejandro Balde had to bump up more to supply the width. The point is, with Rashford, a player who can play anywhere in attack, Flick can decide to tweak the shape to get the best out of the team. Something Alejandro Balde would love to see. Think about all of this and it becomes very clear. Marcus Rashford ticks a list of boxes that almost every major transfer in this summer window for their respective clubs doesn't. The transfer happened at a rapid speed because he wanted to join the club. Rashford lowered his salary and even let go of certain incentives just to make sure the deal happened. Financially, the checklist is clear. On the pitch, he adds depth to the front line. He adds quality and experience. He knows how to win. He's played in the biggest competitions and on the biggest stages in the past. Can't wait to see what he becomes at Barcelona. The same way we can't wait to see what Viktor Gyökeres becomes at Arsenal. He's the Gunners' new attacking force, but why is he perfect for Arsenal? It's all in the next video.